up, everyone? Finally, the first pay-per-view of 2025 is here. This Saturday, we have UFC 311 taking place, so let's go through and give my predictions. I actually wanted to start off with the fight that is closing out the prelims, and that is between the bantamweight prospect Peyton Talbot taking on Raoni Barcelos. And I just want to keep this short and sweet. I think that Talbot is going to absolutely wipe the floor with Barcelos and get him out of it in the first round with relative ease. Maybe not as quick as 20 seconds like his last fight, but certainly within like a minute or two. I just think Barcelos, I think he's a good striker. I just think he's too old now. Putting it bluntly, that's just how I see it. Maybe if Barcelos was younger, I could see him causing some problems with Talbot. But right now, I just think being that old in that weight division just really won't work in his favour. So I think Talbot's going to get him out of there rather quickly. I am just hoping that Talbot comes back quicker. The last time we saw him fight was, I believe, like summertime of last year. Can't remember what month it was. But he got a 20-second knockout, and then we didn't see him for like 6 or 7 months. So I'm hoping if he's able to get a quick demolition job over Barcelos, that he's back within the next 3 months at minimum. That's what I'm hoping. But I think Peyton Talbot gets Barcelos out of there in the first round via knockout. And to start off the main card, we have a middleweight fight between Kevin Holland and Reinier de Ridder, the newcomer to the UFC. In his last fight, he beat Gerald Meerschaert, and he didn't look overly impressive, if I'm being completely honest. But regardless of his last performance, I think that he will beat Kevin Holland. Now, for me, Kevin Holland, I feel like he's got... It annoys me with Kevin Holland. I like Kevin Holland. I think a lot of people like him. He is a fan favourite and he can be fun to watch. He's just super inconsistent. I feel like he has so many tools in order to be great and really maybe not be in the top 5, but at least be knocking on the door of the top 5. But he just, I don't know, it's just like, he just doesn't put this stuff together. Hopefully it clicks with him at some point, because really, the only time he really peaked was in 2020 on his come-up. Since then, he's just kind of been floating about here, there, everywhere. Welterweight, middleweight, losses here, wins there. So I think that Reinier de Ridder is going to win this one, and that's because he is a grappler, and Kevin Holland doesn't really do the best against grapplers, let's be completely honest. Derek Brunson, Marvin Vettori, Roman Dolidze in his last fight, Hamzat Chimaev. So I don't really see him beating de Ridder, but I'm not overly confident in picking de Ridder. Considering that de Ridder, I'm not impressed by your performance. Sorry, I had to. It's mandatory to do that. But regardless, I just don't think de Ridder on the feet is that great. You know, he got caught by some shots by Meerschaert, and he was a bit competitive on the feet against Meerschaert. And Kevin Holland is like a bit more of a sniper, and he's a lot better on the feet than Gerald Meerschaert. So, I don't know, I feel like Holland could catch de Ridder. I think de Ridder's going to get a decision win against Kevin Holland, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Holland was able to get like a knockout over de Ridder, because, you know, his defense just isn't that good. But I'm going with de Ridder for a decision victory. After this, we have Renato Moicano, Money Moicano, taking on Beneil Dariush. Now, the last time we saw Beneil Dariush, he was, you know, he got knocked out by Arman Sarukian, and I believe that was December of 2023. So it's been a while since he's been in the octagon. He's starting off 2025 on the first pay-per-view against Money Moicano, who's been on a nice little, he's got a lot of momentum going for him. He had a great 2024 beating, I think it was Drew Dober, Jalen Turner, and obviously Benoit Saint Denis in his own backyard. And I feel like everyone is going for Moicano, and spoiler alert, I think Moicano is going to win this as well. But I have a weird feeling Dariush could win this. I think stylistically, Dariush is really hard for Moicano. The main reason I think Moicano wins this, I think Dariush, I just think his durability might be gone now. I mean, he's suffered 2 back-to-back knockout losses in the first round. So, I don't know. I just think Moicano, I think he might actually get a finish over Dariush. I just don't trust Dariush's durability anymore. Even with having this long layoff, I still think that his durability isn't really going to be there, unfortunately. And I keep seeing people making predictions. I've seen a few people make predictions now saying Dariush is quite old. Moicano and Dariush are the same age, but the longevity of Dariush's career is a lot different compared to Moicano. And again, Dariush has taken a lot more damage compared to Moicano. And let's be honest, Dariush does look like he's in his mid-40s, so that plays a part as well. But yeah, they're both the same age, but I just think durability, Dariush's gone. I think stylistically he's a nightmare. No, not a nightmare, but he makes it competitive with his style against Moicano. You know, he can grapple, he's content on the feet. And we saw how good he did against Gamrot. Was that the best Gamrot? Probably not, but he was still able to beat Gamrot, which was a great win at that time, and still is a decent win in all fairness. But I just think that Moicano's got all this momentum. His confidence at an all-time high right now. He cannot afford to lose. I think that Moicano's got this, and I'm going to go with a second round knockout or TKO, like ground and pound finish for Money Moicano. Next up, we have a light heavyweight fight between two former champions in Yuri Prohaska and Jamal Hill. This is such a hard fight to call. I feel like all the fights on the main card are somewhat hard to call. I feel like Moicano fight and the Derrida fight maybe a bit easier compared to the last three. But regardless, this is a really solid main card. It's quite an interesting one. But yeah, Jamal Hill, Yuri Prohaska, who wins? Oh man, I'm going with Jamal Hill. And I feel like people keep on, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, Yuri's going to smoke him, Yuri's going to smoke him. Just because you don't like, you know, if you genuinely believe that, fair enough. But don't let your bias against Jamal Hill, don't let that, you know, blind your vision of what could possibly happen. Jamal Hill is still really dangerous. People forget that he had a great performance against Glover Teixeira. A fantastic performance. And I don't know, Yuri, I love Yuri. His offense is great, but it's his defense, man. He gets hit way too much. Been finished twice by Pereira now. And yes, he came back to beat Rakic, but he had a lot of strikes in that Rakic fight. Some big strikes. And that wasn't even a year ago. And Jamal Hill, yes, he got finished by Alex Pereira, but other than that, hasn't really taken much damage in his career. I just think Hill's going to be able to find the chin of Yuri. I want Yuri to win, but I'm not going to sleep on the ability of Jamal Hill just because I'm not a big fan of his, or because, you know, Pereira was able to dispatch of him with relative ease. I'm not going to, you know, styles make fights. I just think the boxing of Hill will be able to find the chin of Yuri Prohaska, unfortunately. I want Yuri Prohaska to win. I just don't think he will. I do actually think this could actually be a banger as well, where it goes for a close decision maybe. But I'm going to put my eggs in a basket and say that Jamal Hill gets rid of Yuri Prohaska in the third round. Maybe Yuri sticks it on Hill. I'm interested to see how Hill deals with the pressure and offense of Yuri, especially if he is hitting Yuri with some big bombs and Yuri just tanks them. I'm interested to see, is like, oh man, this guy won't leave me alone, and, you know, maybe see if he wilts under pressure. But regardless, I think Hill's going to win this one. Very hard fight to call, but I think Jamal Hill's got it by a third round knockout, maybe a close decision. After this, we have the co-main event between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov. I think Umar's got this, guys. I've been saying this for a while. Styles make fights. Everyone needs to understand that. Styles make fights. And I feel like Merab is so reluctant and like dismissive of Umar. I'm not going to say he's scared. I don't think any UFC fighter is really scared of anyone. You know, that's their job. They're not meant to be scared. But I just think he's very aware that Umar may have the skill set to beat him, and that Umar is not going to be affected as much as other fighters that Merab's faced. You know, Petian was affected by the consistently shooting for a takedown. Against O'Malley, he was able to keep down a fair bit. With Umar, I don't know if he's going to be able to consistently shoot or be able to hold Umar down for so long if he is able to get a takedown. I think in the back of his head he knows that as well. I think Merab knows as well. He's got a very tough fight. Whereas Umar, I feel like he uses a bit more confidence and is like, I know I can beat this guy. And he hasn't got a thought in the back of his head where he's like, I'm going to lose. I think he's got all his eggs in one basket and knows that he can win this one. Whereas Merab, I feel like maybe not completely has doubt. Merab is a grinder at the end of the day. I just think Umar's got this, man. I know people don't like that Umar got a title shot given that he only beat one ranked fighter, but who is that ranked fighter that he beat? A prime, well, maybe not a prime, but a very in-form Corey Sandhagen, and he beat him with relative ease on the feet when it came to the grappling, even though Sandhagen did a good job with some of the takedown defense as well, I must admit. But regardless, I just feel like to be able to do that against a ranked fighter, the first time you're stepping up in real competition to just do that, I think is really, really impressive. and I think he's going to get the job done against Merab. I think it will be a decision win. I'm interested to see. And Merab's been a bit hot-headed as well going into this. Don't know if that'll play a part. But yeah, I just feel like Umar's going to get this one. I think he's too skilled overall. I think that's it. He's too skilled overall. I don't know if Merab's going to be able to suss him out. You know, I just don't know if he's got that. I don't think he's better on the feet. I think with the grappling, I don't think Merab has crazy grappling. He's just really, relentless with how much he attempts to take down. I just don't think that'll work on Umar, especially with the cardio side of things. Will Merab want to risk gassing out, trying to get the takedown on Umar? I don't know, but I think Umar wins this by a landslide of a decision victory. And then finally, we have the rematch is the main event between Islam Makhachev and Umar Sarukian. Obviously, these two met many moons ago when Umar Sarukian was only a young buck in the UFC. Since then, he's been on a nice winning streak. Obviously, he lost to Gamrot, but that was a very close one, which a lot of people believe that Umar won. But yeah, he's been on a nice winning streak. Got wins over the likes of Charles Oliveira. So I think that Islam Makhachev's got this. When it's just Islam, he's just got this thingy about him. It's just like, he is that guy. I'm not even a big Islam fan. I think he is quite fun to watch, though. It is nice to watch him fight. But he's just got that about him. I don't want to say aura, because I'm 25 now. I can't be saying stuff like that. But he has got that. He has got that. He's fucking so well-rounded. He's good everywhere. He's got a lot of experience now. He oozes confidence. I think Umar can make this competitive, but can he make it so that he's winning? I don't think so. I think anything that he offers, Islam will be able to solve the puzzle. Any new questions that Umar brings to the table, I think Islam will answer it with quite quickly. I just don't know what he can do. And he keeps on talking about this secret move. I don't know what the fuck this secret move is. Grab his dick and twist it. The good old dick twist. I don't know if he's going for that. I don't know if he's bringing a weapon into the octagon. I don't know. I don't know what this fucking secret weapon is. But he keeps on talking about it, so it'll be interesting to see what that is. I'm quite interested to see what the secret weapon is. But regardless, secret weapon or not, I think Islam Makhachev's going to win this one. I just think he's always going to be 2 steps ahead of Umar Sarukian. I think he's going to be really switched on. Again, I think Umar Sarukian can make this competitive and close, given the styles and that they've met before, and he'll learn from his mistakes. But I also think that Islam Makhachev has also grew a lot since their first fight as well. Umar isn't the only one who's benefited and grew from that fight. I think they've both grown a fair bit, and I think that's safe to say. And they're both super well-rounded. But I'm really excited for this fight. I can't wait to see how it plays out. But for me, Islam Makhachev, and I think he's going to get a submission in the 5th round. That's how I see it. I was going to play it safe and say decision, and I think that's the most possible, but I do feel like maybe he could get a submission win over Umar Sarukian in the 5th and final round. But those are my predictions for this Saturday. I will be doing a watch-along on these 2 apps right here, so come tune along if you want to be a part of a community where we watch the live stream, give your takes, we have a chit-chat about it, a nice little chit-chat about it. Come join along. I'd love to see you there. Well, who do you guys think is going to win this Saturday at UFC 311? What is the fight you're looking forward to the most? Let me know in the comments, guys. I'd love to hear from you all. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.